Hey friends, welcome to Chine Coaching. Rob here. In this video, we're going to be talking about post-study work on student visas, how to get jobs in the UK, and Simi is going to share some great information about the current job market in the UK. Check it out. My friends, thanks so much for joining. I get lots of questions about the current job situations around the world. How can people get jobs after they graduate with studying abroad? And Simi is going to share some incredible information for you guys, especially in the UK where she's at right now. So Simi, please go ahead and introduce yourself.
Hello, Rob, and hello to everyone watching this video right now. I'm so happy to be on screen with Rob and saying a big hi, hello to everyone who's watching our video right now. I'm Simi. I'm hailing from the very most beautiful state in India. So if there are people watching from Kerala or any Malus from anywhere in the world, namaskaram to everyone.
Yeah, Kerala's God's own country, right?
Yeah, Kerala is God's own country. So it's just been hardly an year since I moved to UK. So before moving to UK, I did my graduation in engineering. I'm a computer science engineer, and then I worked for 2 years time, and then I took up my master in business administration MBA, and then again I worked for 8 months time, and then I thought that okay, now it's time to make a really quick career jump. I have to just move to UK, so I flew all the way from India to UK. I'm currently doing my master's in international marketing at the University of Northampton, and it's been an incredible journey so far. I'm actually doing my part-time job here and just about to step into the real job market because my placement year is starting very soon. And on this video, we'll be sharing a lot about the job opportunities for students, especially for Indian students. So yes, Rob, that's all about me.
Awesome. Well, I'm so excited. I appreciate you reaching out on LinkedIn, wanting to help and impact other students on their journey as well. Let's just start real quick about the job market and the economic conditions. Talk about, maybe pre-pandemic and then also current pandemic. What is the UK job market like for people who are considering where should I go study abroad in the world?
I think UK is going to be a very attractive place, especially for Indian students, because we know that maybe hundreds and thousands of Indian students were migrating to Canada and Australia. Before, all these years, there have been a trend of people going to Canada because Canada was very welcoming, especially for international students, because they don't have to, the points based was something very easy, and people were not actually concerned about the education or the universities there. What attracted university students from India was basically the eligibility or the criteria they have to meet up for settlement. That was easier in Canada. But on the other side, UK was not at all welcoming students. It was welcoming in terms of the universities or education system, but what happens after that? Will they be able to settle down in UK? So in terms of that, UK wasn't at all attractive, but Canada and Australia were welcoming in that case for what people normally call the PR, the permanent residence. But now UK is going to change or make a big revolution. I'm not saying that in terms of PR or anything, but in terms of attracting students or helping them to stay in the UK even after graduation. UK is going to have a massive change in all their rules and regulations. And we know that Brexit it's been one and still the most hottest topic being discussed in the UK. And we know that Britain has exited from the European Union from 2020 March, if I'm right. So officially 2021 Jan, all the immigration rules are going to change. And before the pre-pandemic, the job market, currently the job market is very tight because what's happening all around the world, the recession, job crisis, people are already losing jobs. So if I have to say in reference with what's happening right now, job market is really tough, to be very honest with you. But that doesn't mean that that's the end of the life or that's the end of the tunnel. There's always light at the end of the tunnel. So if you're really experienced, even if you before moving to UK, if you have pretty good experience of 1 or 2 years, then still there is hope. But the problem is there is people like us who've come from India with 1 or 2 years experience on the other side, and that is on the other side there are people with 5 and 10 years of experience who are employed, who might have lost their jobs, who might be redundant. So employer always have to make a choice. Obviously the preference goes to the people who are employed. So that's the reason the job market is really tough. But if it was the normal situation, no coronavirus, no COVID-19, no recession, then I think people like me who come from India and having at least 1 or 2 years experience, then UK is it has a lot of employment opportunities coming up. And provided the Brexit happening from Jan 2021, it's not a good thing to say, but still then most Europeans will lose their jobs, or if they have to stay in the country, there is no free movement of people from Europe anymore. People have to find a visa or a permission to live in the country just like any other people. So there is no, favoritism for Europeans or Indians. Everyone's going to be treated. So hopefully when things are back to normal, like after the corona and the virus going after that, and Brexit and the new points-based immigration system, which we'll be talking later, UK is going to be a perfect destination for international students. Trust me, take it from me.
Yeah, so it sounds like Brexit is actually going to help international students, especially in their careers after they graduate, correct?
Yes, that's right.
Awesome. Well, that is encouraging. Let's talk about undergrad. So explain kind of how long the undergrad is and what the work opportunities are before we talk about masters.
Undergrad students, basically UK, the undergrad stays for like 3 years long. So if students come after their 12th grade from India mostly, then obviously there are no chances to have a work experience. So for undergrads, if you come here, for 5 years, you are sorted for life. Like 3 years, you get to stay here, for doing your course. And during that 3 years time also, you get the rights to work part-time. And like UK has a lot of student jobs, and they pay you really well. So if you, try to have a good, not a very luxurious lifestyle, but a balanced lifestyle, then, if you have taken money from student loans or from banks, then it's easy for you to pay your loans. But it might seem to be a huge amount when you compare to India, but once you move to UK, then that money is not that huge when you compare the Indian rupees and the pounds. So student jobs really pay you well. And then after graduation, you get like the 2-year stay-back visa, which is available for any student who is graduating from 2021. So you get that 2-year work visa, and when you switch to that work visa, which is also known as the graduate immigration route, you have the permission to work full-time here, and it doesn't need to be in your work area. You can like work in any field. But I advise you that in terms of the future career terms, you have to find a job that actually matches with your skill of education. But it's not compulsory for the work visa. Students are have the right to do any kind of job here. So to cut short, for undergrad students, 5 years in UK is sorted.
Great. Now, what about the master students?
For master students, I would always encourage you to take up a course which has an internship year, because I'm doing a master's in international marketing. And I think, Rob, the most highlighting thing about the master's in UK compared to any other country is that it's just like 1 year. 1 year of course and your work is done. Be it from any prestigious university, just 1 year of masters. It goes like in a swish of a time, and then you don't like graduate, but you get like, actually this is like a 2-year course. It's just 1 year that you go to the university and attend the classes, and the second year is actually the placement year, which is more or less like the time you have your full-time work rights. Basically, if you are going to your university here, like your term, there's something called the term time, which means that you don't have the full-time work rights here. You can just work like 20 hours a week, which is the part-time work rights. But after your classes, after university, when your placement year starts, you get like the full-time work rights. Like you can work for 35 to 40 hours a week. So if any student who is coming for the masters, and if that course has a placement year, then I say that the struggle is just for like 1 year, and then the 3 years, provided if everything was normal, then you would have a great time here, because the job opportunities are so much big in the UK. But I'm not, considering the current situation, everything is uncertain. So to cut short, for master students with a placement year, 4 years sorted.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now there's some key terms we've mentioned, so it'd be good to define and maybe help people understand. Talk about what post-study work, PSW, is, and then also the points-based immigration system, and let's help explain those for students.
Yeah, so I'll just say about the post-study work visa, because it's been one of the fascinating topics for most of the students, because while I was making my career move to the UK, everything was kind of uncertain, because at that time there was discussions about the government is going to bring back the post-study work visa, but there was no clarity on things. Everything was like we never knew that when this is going to come. People say that it's going to come, but we never know that when it's going to come. So what points-based PSW actually means is that any student, whether it's an undergrad or a master's who graduate in or after the summer of 2021. You have to make sure that it is the summer of 2021, which means that by August, September time, if you graduate after that, you get the rights to stay in the UK for the next 2 years, and you can work in any field of your choice. So this is something that was scrapped in 2012 when Theresa May was in power. She actually, scrapped this in 2012. So before that also, students had the privilege to stay in 2 years in UK. But in 2012, she just took it off and cut this 2 year to just 4 months, which means that, there's no point in coming all the way from India, burning a lot of money. And, our basic aim is that at least in terms of a business perspective, like the ROI, return on investment, is really important. You have to at least get the money that you spend for your education. But 4 months time was too little to find a job, to convert from a student visa to a tier 2 work visa. So coming to the UK was only a thing or a privilege for like the really, rich people from India. They just come to UK, get a prestigious UK degree or from any university, and then they come back. So mostly the people who are from the middle class or from the average families, UK was not a good country, like in terms of the money. But now, when Boris Johnson came to power, they just introduced this law called post-study work visa for anyone who graduates in 2021. 2 years, sorted. That's basically. In simpler terms, 2 years stay back you get after your graduation.
So we're going to do the chai question for this video. Yeah. And this question is, what kind of jobs are you guys looking for specifically in the UK? If you want to come and study and potentially work in the UK, let us know in the comments what kind of jobs you'd be interested in finding in the UK. It'd be interesting. Simi, for you, what kind of jobs are you going to be looking for after your graduation?
Well, I'm basically, this is my second master's actually. I already have a master's MBA from India, and my core area of specialization was into marketing. And I also have experience from India in a marketing job. And the kind of job that I do here is not very much related to marketing, but still then it's kind of an administrative role. So I made it very sure that like the part-time job that I'm going to do here, like I told you, there are a variety of options that students have here for the part-time jobs, like care homes, restaurants, warehouses. So I was very particular that I knew this thing before, like experience at the end of the day, wherever you are, whatever job you want to do, experience matters a lot. So I was very particular that if I take up a job here as a part-time, I want something that I can put in my CV or resume, which highlights my skills. Like, so I'm doing a kind of administrative role in a company called CH&Co. So the job that I'll be looking for is basically business and marketing and stuff, because UK is definitely a place where there are a lot of business happening, and London is obviously the financial hub of the world. So a lot of business opportunities, and in terms of businesses, it's still a good choice, UK, but everything at the end of the day, it's the coronavirus and everyone's losing their jobs. But otherwise, people who take up a course, be it in marketing or accounting or finance, logistics, everything, there are like a lot of opportunities. And still then, Rob, there are opportunities. Like if you just go to LinkedIn or Indeed, there are a lot of opportunities. But the thing is, like when the employer makes a comparison on the candidates list, people like us who don't have that experience, then to actually make it to the top, you need that experience. So always I'll now, like considering the current situation, I would urge everyone to take up at least 1 year of experience. Like if you're planning for your master's, make sure that you get at least a year of experience from India, and then come here, so that things are a little easier. And taking a part-time job which actually matches your skill level is really tough. Thank God I got something that actually matches to my level of education. But on the other side, the employer won't prefer someone who, it's just because we are not skilled or we are not qualified. It's just the visa, the 20-hour work limit or something that upsets the employer. So otherwise, that's.
Thanks for sharing. And yeah, like you said, the work experience is definitely really helpful, really beneficial to help you stand out. The last question we're going to wrap up with is, you get the 2-year post-study work. What about people who want to stay longer? What can people do to stay longer and work in the UK, in England, after the 2-year PSW?
Okay. I think, Rob, that is something we have to do in a totally different video, because that is really a really long process. Just like I told you, UK is not a PR-friendly country, to be very honest, because unlike in Canada or Australia, the chances of actually settling down in this country is really I won't say that it's impossible, but it's tough. It really takes skills and caliber only if you meet that skill level that you'll be able to live in this country. Because as far as the Brexit is concerned, now UK will take only people who will actually benefit to their economy, who will actually can contribute a great deal to the economy. But unlike in Canada or Australia, they need more people to fill up their population. So it was like an easy process. Like they don't need a lot of skilled people, but to improve their population, they'll just welcome anyone who actually meets certain criteria. But UK in terms, we actually have a lot of people here, so now they're like very particular about having only the skilled people in the country. So to stay longer after the post study work visa, which gives you like 2 years, I tell you that your skills, your experience, and your personality, and whatever things that can actually impress an employer will help you stay here. Because unlike this country before 2021, there was like tier 2 work visa, which needs an employer to actually sponsor a visa for anyone who wants to take up a job. And that is like a lengthy process, a lot of paperwork, a lot of government regulations and stuff. The employer has to actually prove the government that I'm taking this person from India because I couldn't find a person from Britain who can do this job. I can't find a person from the whole of the European Union to do this job. So that's why I'm taking this person. So, if there is a job opportunity here, definitely there will be some British guy who can fill up the job, or someone from the EU who can fill up the job. So there's no need for an employer to take that next step to actually go and find a person from India. So that was the toughest part that most Indians usually find to come to the UK. I'm not talking about the healthcare sector, because those who are in the medical profession, doctors or nurses, it's like open door policy to UK, because the health people who are dealing with the medical profession, that's really a different story. But I'm talking of people like me who mostly take business courses or courses the non-medical professions. So if you have to really want to stay in the UK, I urge you to right from the day you enter the UK, be it your part-time work, be it your projects you do, the internship, and whatever job that you take up during that 2-year work visa time, make use of it. Do whatever you can do to actually get to the next level, the points-based immigration system, because that's what you need to stay in the longer. But I think that we can talk a lot more about it when we discuss the points-based immigration system, because that is actually to the answer to the extension of PSW.
Sounds good. Sounds good. Well, Simi, this has been amazing. Thanks so much for sharing, and also happy birthday to you. Thanks for sharing a little time on your birthday to invest in helping other students in their cross-cultural. So thanks so much.
Yes. It's been a pleasure talking to you. And I think, talking through this platform, like I get a lot of calls from India asking about how to make it to the UK, or how do you find a job, and what it really takes to find a job in UK. So I think this video will be useful for a lot of, people who are actually aspiring to, come to the UK. Trust me, Rob, I thought that, people who will be, planning for their studies in UK or anywhere will be deferring their studies because of the pandemic. But, I'm in good terms with the university's international office. So I was very curious to know, like, how many people are actually coming, from my country, from India, to the university. And the lady was on the phone. She said that I don't know whether this university is going to be filled with a lot of Indian people, because that's been a record number of people who are applying to the UK universities.
Wow.
Because of the the stay back and other things that's happening in the UK. So I think we have to talk a lot about it in our coming videos.
Sounds great. Well, thanks so much again. And everyone, if this has been helpful, give a big like and thumbs up to say thank you to Simi for her great knowledge and experience. And yeah, we love helping you guys at Shine Coaching. Don't forget to subscribe, because we're going to have lots of extra great videos, and connect with us online. And thanks for tuning in. We'll see you guys next time at Shine Coaching. Cheers.
Bye.